Hello, hello, hello. Happy Friday to you. How you doing? Now I got a predicament. I got my fan changed. You know, a ceiling fan. But it's one of those white, bright lights. So it looks like my hair's grey, I think. Does it? Does it look okay? I mean, it's a little bit grey anyway. But I wonder... The other one's like a nice little glow. I mean, it's good for the day when I'm working. But now I feel like it might be a bit too brilliant white. But how you doing today? Hey Michelle, great to have you here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Mina is here, Tanya is here, superstar. Ready. Who's that on my Facebook group? Doesn't give it. It doesn't give me the name. You made it. So yeah, chatting with one amongst each other. Training's been great. I'm training. They're finishing up as of 2 minutes, so I left a little bit early. And I am teaching tomorrow. We got our group coaching call tomorrow as well, so I'll be teaching. Then on the lunch break, go straight into a group coaching call. Then straight after the lunch break, of their lunch break, finishing the call to then teach again. So it's going to be nice and wonderful. But yeah, they're an amazing group of people. Nice. Okay, it looks brown still. Okay. I was thinking it looks kind of grey. Like I said, I got grey. But I want it to be realistic. And the reason why I put a light on above me is it separates you from the background. That's why. If not... See, I'm less separated. I'm all wired in. It separates you a little bit. Okay, that's good. The secret FB user. But great to have you here, by the way. I forgot to welcome you. Welcome. Hey, Debbie. Great to have you on the stream. Welcome. Yeah, lovely and hectic. In fact, just bear with me for one moment. So that was my co-trainer, Melissa. I was like, I'm doing a live stream right now. He's like, oh, totally forgot. Speak to you later. For you, my friend, 7 p.m. For me, it's 11 a.m. For those in Central, it's 1 p.m. East Coast, 2 p.m. But it is Friday. This stream, like a radio show would say, taking you into the weekend. Unless you're in Australia, it's your weekend already. Disclaimer. Oh, I forgot to put the auto camera on. I wonder if this will show it to look at the light different. No, that camera doesn't have an effect. 8 a.m. in sunny Sydney. In your winter time as well, so that's good news. Yes, superstar. I did get your email reply, by the way. I think Sarah may have actioned it. Maybe? Because it's gone from my inbox. But happy Saturday to you. Happy Friday. Very chilly. Yeah. It's weird to think that different hemispheres. I'm trying to think. It must be is that the same for Thailand? Or is that above the hemisphere? It might be above. But I don't know. Because when I was in Thailand for Christmas and New Year once. By my lonesome. By choice. But I can't remember. Maybe they're above. Friday. Yeah, where is everybody? Hello? Are you there? Hey, I can't hear my voice. Is my voice? Oh, hello? 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 There we go. There we go. There we go. Where is everybody? Where is everybody? We need to even up the energies. Yeah, I'd say so for me. Palm trees and stuff. Beautiful beaches. Beautiful islands. Oh, I liked it a lot. So good I went twice. Ah, thank you, Sue. Great to have you. Hopefully it's not too hot where you are. That's so kind that you're making those changes. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah, it looks like it's just me over here. Gotta be on the lookout. Yeah, there's no Kevin, no Med, no Grim, no other Kevin, and any other people who pop in. I'm okay with Thai food. It's not my go-to. My ex she loved Thai food. So, obviously, I went and ate Thai. But when I was over there, I used to have the Massaman. I think it's Massaman curry. I liked that one. And of course, I like their... how would you say it? It's their wraps with all the vegetables in it. And obviously, satay. Like, I've never cooked it, so maybe that's what I'm missing out on. My goodness. You're on the sun almost at that temperature. My goodness. Yeah, but it's not my go-to if I was to order something or eat out. But happily will eat it. So, for those who don't know, I have an app. And that app has many things. And not everyone knows all the many things within it. But this is the app. You got the free episodes. All the free coaching and hypnosis. just almost like just the podcast feed. But then you have this whole other section of just hypnosis sessions in day and night form, totally separate from the free podcasts, where you can change it into a moon to make it a sleep version. You can download the tracks, highly recommended if you are listening to the sleep ones. That means it avoids buffering. You've got repeat functionality, custom tracks. There's so many sections in there that you might even forget. You may even forget. There are even 4-hour sleep hypnosis sessions in there, which I will be putting more in. And then the Create Your Days, with the morning meditations. Some audio programs. The app has slightly changed since. Well, I've updated it quite, just some little things like the About page, some of the links within it. But you can create playlists or add them to your playlist too. Oh, thank you so much. I'm not going to say I fell out of love with my app, but I lost some energy to it. So when I decided to revamp it with all these, because it used to be just the free and the hypnosis and the custom hypnosis, but now with the 4 hours, the meditations, the audios programs, and also the functionality, it's really cool. And the next update, late last night, I was chatting with the app developer because they're in a different time zone, and we're making a change that you can create like an account, which will just mean that if you go to like from Apple to a new Apple one, it will remember your favorites and your playlist creation. That means you don't have to keep on recreating them if you do move from the same platform to platform. So that's going to kind of be kind of cool. Plus a back-end system where I can upload my own audios without it needing to be on an update. So I could just press a button and it will be there as soon as you open the app again, rather having to wait for like reviews and things. Nice. But now you know you got all those little features and different areas. Oh my goodness. We gotta stop that then. With your jokes and all, there might be a double ban. That means you get to be social. Get out there. Although hypnosis is all good though. I'm not sure how long this episode will be. So I'm just questioning. I'm not saying it's going to be a long or a short episode, simply because it's been a long day. I was teaching at 8, it means I was up at 6:30, and I'm more of a 7:30 kind of person. Hey, Superstar Lynn. Yeah, it'll take a bit of time, but here's the demo of it once again. Press right buttons, please. There you go. So I'll let that play in the background. Okay. You're not banned. Phew. I didn't want to have to ban you. Hey, it's been a while. How you doing? Welcome back. Great to have you here. Yeah, there's the app again. Just a bit of a tutorial. And also in the new app, I don't know if I can show it on stream very well, but on the support, you've got, I don't know if you can see that, how to use the app with all the functions. Got auto sensing camera and it's too bright. yeah, how to use the app. So that'll give you a bit of an idea as well. Because it is so like, there's some people, and this is fine, this is just everyone. You got to really sometimes be kind of just be very specific and clear, because it is easy to overlook things like the notification of the pop-up of the 4-hour, like make sure you download it, or people like message me saying, oh, I can't, it quits like an hour in. So we would reply back, just make sure you download it, there's a little pop-up there. I don't know if I've got to have that pop up all the time just to remind people, but I put it in the FAQ. So the simple things you've got to just really try to communicate. It's pretty tricky at times. So please, you're liking it. If you haven't, please go ahead and leave a review, everybody. That helps so much. Nice. Busy. I didn't see that message there. I'm doing good. Doing good. Overcame a foot injury. Teaching all day today. Teaching tomorrow. Teaching Sunday. Although actually, I'm going to backtrack. I'm not going to teach too much on Sunday. And that's the good thing about having a co-trainer. We can kind of split things up, and that means they get the one energy and then they get the other energy. So, did you hear that on the replay? So, I noticed that Tanya wasn't here at the end, and she said that she was tired anyway. So, on the end stream, kind of bottom, which is technically this, that one, I was just like, good night, Tanya, sleep well. Because I thought that might be the case, that you were asleep. See, a bit of custom hypnosis. Right there, right at the end. And if anyone else fell asleep on it, then they're like, I'm not Tanya. What happened? Yeah. I thought you were asleep, so I thought I'd just quickly unmute my mic to say goodnight. So today, we've got episode 839, which is awesome. And we're talking about reality, mirroring things back at us, which is really actually synchronistic, because someone in my program, and for those in my Facebook group, you'll see the huge celebration. But the celebration was that they changed, and therefore people changed. It was less like, I'm not going to go into the details of it here. For those, I know people in my program are on this live stream. You can see it on the Facebook page or Facebook group, the private one. And it was just like nice synchronicity. When you change, your reality changes. It was really fun to be able to have that synchronicity, because I was put it out there, and guess what? It mirrored back to me with a win. And if you don't know why I go live Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Monday at 3 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. East Coast, 11 p.m. in the United Kingdom. Actually, that's for Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Monday is more Monday motivational, although we've been mixing it up a little bit, as we do, like a topic on Monday, which follows then a hypnosis session, because on Wednesday is the hypnosis session. And then Friday is more of a chill out, but still hopefully insightful. But the last one we did on Monday was how to speak powerfully, like tapping into the unconscious communication of language, to be aware of it consciously anyway. And then the hypnosis session Wednesday was about that. On top of that, if you're in the app and you are like a member of the app, to say thank you so much for being a part of the app and helping it grow. Because ultimately I'm reinvesting what I'm getting from it into the app. I'm giving you all bonus sleep versions of the Wednesday. So either the day after or the day, and I've got like an hour and a bit to spare, I edit that hypnosis one into a sleep version, and you get that as an absolute free bonus. Which means, for example, you got the day hypnosis for speaking powerfully, and then a sleep version of it. So you'll be getting that. So just so I'm clear, the way I release my podcast episodes is in sync with how I do the live stream. But it's, of course, a little bit delayed because I can't post it straight away. So, for example, this Monday's just gone will be on the podcast as a member this Monday. Then you'll get last Wednesday's on this Wednesday coming up. But then you'll get the bonus episode being released, the sleep version, on the Thursday. And then you'll have the Friday, this stream, being out next Friday. So you're technically getting 4 bits of transformation, it's my intention, by being a member of the app. So hopefully that's something that you will enjoy. And on top of that, I will be releasing in the coming weeks and months a sleep hypnosis for esteem, wholeness, healing, calmness, positive affirmations, negative energy release, resiliency, anxiety and stress, confidence, restoration, a specific one for anxiety relief, inner confidence, and raise your worth. Those will be other bonus ones I will be releasing in the net. I can't release them all so quickly because it just gotta have some kind of order here. Order. But you'll get those as free, or not free, but bonuses. So hopefully for me to say thank you for supporting the show and the the podcast, the app even. Did we get to name for the Friday sessions? No, I just call them chill out. That's all. Friday, because there was hypnosis, although it's hypnosis Wednesday. Monday motivational was the only one which really worked. Now, it could have been like trance Thursday, but then we'd have to move the whole hypnosis session stream. Yes, that is true. That is true. Yes, superstar. So that is called rapport. So I actually teach rapport in that way. On this training I just running, and also the level 1 is how to artificially create an unconscious thing. So if you're in a restaurant and you observe, say, a couple or friends, when one leans forward, the other one will unconsciously lean forward. When one moves back, they'll move back too, if in rapport. If they change their position, like cross their legs, usually within 30 seconds or less, they do so as well. And the reason why I teach it is because obviously when I'm working with people, if you're a practitioner or if you're a teacher, you want to be able to get rapport. So how can you match and mirror people in a way that is not obvious, because you don't want to make it seem unnatural, to be able to get your message across. Same thing even with voice and like your tone and even the words that you use. So an example of words is if someone groups those words in a pace, like if they're a quick talker or a slow talker. There are people who use certain words all the time. One word I always use is awesome. So if I were to know that about myself, and I dropped in the word awesome, but chances are they would be more resonant because I'm using their model of the world language. You just don't want to go all in, otherwise it's a little bit weird. But yeah, you're absolutely right. And that is what I teach on these trainings. Yeah, I'm trying to think of other examples, but I'll be here all night. That's what we're after. The Feel Good Fridays. That could be done. As long as this episode makes you feel good, I guess. But yeah, I go live Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And bonus episodes to be dropped on the Thursday in a week's time. So now you know. There you go. Really? Other examples, by the way, is like, do you know what I mean? If people keep saying, do you know what I mean? Or certain other words, they just drop in, like, in it. Or mate. Alright, mate. Yes, mate. All good, mate. So 839. Let's get into today. This live stream, all about mirroring reality. And we can have a small chat after the break because it is 1:30 almost. And it's nice. Yeah, there you go. You know? So I went down the shop, and you never guess what happened. But yeah, lots of examples like that. Keywords, we call them. Keywords. Words that are important to people in their language. 839. And I wonder if you can guess my keywords on this stream, because I say them a lot. Maybe. We'll see. Keep you on your toes. Ready, steady, let's go. Welcome back to the podcast. My name is Joseph Clough, and this is episode 839. Now, in this episode, we're talking about, does reality mirror your mind? What do I mean by that? Is reality just sending back to us a mirror of how we perceive it to be true? I mean, is that woo la la? Is it weird and wonderful? Are we deeply interconnected because we're a sea of energy, because everything is energy, and therefore what you put out, you get back? Or is it that or something else? Maybe it's the way that the brain is geared, the wiring of the brain. But whatever it is, and I always bounce between both and kind of group them as one. I think they feed upon one another. They work well together as a model, in my opinion. But whether you have one way or the other, it's important to know. It's important to know because if you are receiving back reality which is of your liking, well, wouldn't it be better to get more of that? And on top of that, if you are receiving reality back, what is shining back at you, something that you dislike, well, wouldn't it be of value to be able to discover why that is happening and how you can start to make that change? That's what I think is going to be very, very powerful, because our perception is our projection. So whatever you perceive to be true, you project into your world. You're radiating it out. You're perceiving it. Like if I perceive that I am not enough, well, I'm going to project it into my environment. It's going to be how I show up. It's going to be how I communicate. And in turn, guess what happens if we go down the reality or the biology of that rather than the wonderful, weird, and wonderful stuff? If you are showing up in your communication, in your physiology, in the things that you do, in the things that you are, in your job, in your career, in your finances, then people respond to that. Your environment bends and responds to what you're thinking most of the time. Whatever you're feeling most of the time, you're putting it out there. So therefore, that is what you see, whether you like it or not. You see, the unconscious mind, which does all of this, you don't consciously want to go, I'm consciously deciding to believe I'm not enough, or that all relationships are bad, or money is the root of all evil. I don't think you'd consciously want that to be the case. I don't think you consciously try to create such a thing. And if you're not consciously doing it, well, it just must mean it's your subconscious or your, we could say the unconscious, one of the same thing in my opinion. I know people will differ there, but I'm just going to use one or the other, mainly unconscious, because that's what I usually use, is running the projection in your mind, the theater in your mind. You see, as you're taking all that information in, you are only taking in and on and bending your reality based on your perception of it. Whether that is kind of your reality filter, it'll come back to me, but the person who coined that phrase, and it was even featured in the movie in Steve Jobs, but it will come back to me. I can see the book in my mind, that you have your own reality filter. And that reality filter just causes you to see the world in a certain way based on those filters, because it's not just one filter, because it could be your beliefs, it could be your values, it could be because of the past decisions you've made unconsciously, it could be about the your personality type, it could be many, many things, the memories and the experiences in your past, which bends the objective reality into a subjective perception. So whatever you perceive to be true, as I said, you project out there in the world. Think of it like a movie projection almost, right? You are projecting this source of light onto a wall in front of you. Now think of you as being the projector. What story, because we play movies and TV shows on these projectors, right? What movie or TV show are you playing in that projection of the mind which shows up all of this stuff? Now, on the one notion, if we go into the weird and wonderfulness even, where we kind of go, yeah, you create your own reality. Well, I struggle with that, because does that mean I'm creating all the pain in the world because this is my projection? Does that come from a level of ego? So there are lots of questions we can ask ourselves about reality, and it is a deep dive and a philosophical or esoteric way of thinking, and there are values from thinking so. But for the importance of this episode, it's about becoming conscious of that projection you're putting out there. Whether it is the wonderful weirdness of the world, the synchronicities, the things which show up based on what we're thinking about, or whether it is just simply a computer brain, the biology firing off certain neural networks down a certain pathway that causes you to seek out what you think about most of the time. Because as I said, if you keep on selling yourself a story of not being enough, playing that movie, The Projector, well, of course, you're going to look for that projection on the outside world. You're going to look for those relationships which will prove to you why they're bad, because you are not enough for them. If you don't feel worthy, your unconscious mind will look for everything, every piece of evidence to confirm that. almost like it's a confirmation bias. We're being biased in what we really see out there because we try to make it fit our narrative. And we can see that, especially now more than ever. There are so many agendas and narratives in social media or politics or fill in the blank. Like, I'm talking about just like on a global level. There are so many spun narratives with different agendas, and we can see how people fall into those ideologies or those things because it gives people meaning, or it confirms their own belief system. They feel like, yeah, that person says what I've been thinking this whole time. But in the exact same way, that's what the unconscious mind does. It will go, you've had all these experiences before. This is why we believe this. And I'm going to hold on to them. I'm going to prove to you that this is true by looking for all the situations that will confirm that belief you have about yourself or about the world. So we can move into our own identity beliefs, as in like, I am not fill in the blank, or I am fill in the blank. But it can go beyond that. It can be our beliefs about certain things like relationships, like money is the root of all evil, or money's hard to come by. All of these things, it could be internal beliefs to external beliefs around ourself and the world that we live in. But now you know that, ask yourself, what are you projecting? What are your, I'm trying to think of a good word for it, but what is your benchmark? What is your expectation for living life? What is your expectation when it comes to your health, your relationships, your career, for your own identity? Because whatever you expect, you tend to get. I don't know if it was on one of my live streams or if it was on one of my coaching calls or my trainings, but I was saying that when I was expecting at school, when it comes to my grades, I expected just to get a C. That is what I thought I was worth. That's what I thought I could always get, or only get. And then I only showed up to get a C or below. But then I began to change that in my life. I began to expect more about my own potentiality because I did the work. And therefore, I began to get so much more in my reality because I could see the possibility. I could see the potential, because no longer am I like with the horses, and they have blinkers on. You take those off and now you can suddenly see so much more of reality that you were deleting based on the story that we were playing in our mind, that reality filter. And that can go to show why we keep on attracting the same kind of person in our life, whether it be a narcissist or whether it be only good people. Hopefully it's the latter there. Because we're seeking it out. Whatever you want consciously, even if it's that I don't want this, your unconscious mind, if that's what you're focusing on, is going to look for more of the same because you have the most energy in it. And that is why those people who are anxious and worried tend to get more fearful and anxious and worried. That's why those who are very successful tend to get more successful, because they're putting their attention and intention onto those things. So like I said, wherever we go down the route of the weird and wonderful woo-la-la stuff, which I personally love, or whether we go down just the biology of the brain, which I absolutely love too, in both models, I think they still both work. Based on the quality of your thoughts, the quality of your beliefs, it will set out that expectation to be able to look for more of the same. So as I ask that question, what is the story, narrative, expectation, belief you have in any or one particular area? Notice that is what we're creating. That is something that we are a co-creator of. I believe we are a co-creator of our reality. Yes, there's those external things happen to us, but it's not about what happens to us, it's how we respond to it. It's our reaction to it. It's how we rather be just a product of our life or our environment or our circumstance, and instead allow life, our environment, our circumstance to be a product of what we choose to create. Even within the resistance of things happen in life, we still have choice. And if we recover choice, it gives us the ability to choose different things, different expectations, different feelings, different belief systems. Because when you think about beliefs, right, they are rooted to the core of the unconscious mind. But in the same notion, they're just in our mind. They were just built upon memories. And those memories, those foundations, were what we were told or what we came to the conclusion based on a certain event. So if we begin to decipher the difference between what is imagined and hallucinated or assumed to be true because of that past stuff happening, and kind of filter through that and come to the conscious awareness, actually that's not who I am. It happened to me. My teacher did say I was never going to get anywhere, but it doesn't have to be my reality. It happened to me, but it doesn't have to create who I am. You see, you are so much more than your belief systems, because before you had belief systems, you were still here. The substance, the essence, the key, wonderful energy of you was here. We just assumed certain beliefs, decisions, and projections along the way. And that's amazing news. You see, I used to think I was always going to be that way. I thought that was reality. I thought it was the objective viewpoint. But once I started to dismantle those belief systems, once I started to challenge them, challenging the very foundation of those, reframe it in a different way, I was then able to then consciously look for what I want out of my reality. And the interesting thing that happens is that then reality will show you something different too. Because wherever you're looking for it, it will seek it. When you go, I am enough, therefore those people and those narcissistic people, they're not going to be attracted to you because they know that you've got value. And if they do go in your vicinity, you're going to go, I'm more than that. So therefore, you radiate them away, or they just don't show up because those energy vampires are going to just not see you as one of those victims because you're more than that. So the nature of shifting a belief system from I am not worthy, I am not enough, to I am worthy and I am enough, by definition will have to change how people react to you because you show up differently. About that belief around money. If you think money's too hard to come by and you got all those scarcity, well, if you change and shift that belief that money comes to you easily and effortlessly and abundantly in known and unknown ways, and that you're doing the work to make it happen, well, guess what? Your benchmark is that now. That is what you want, that's what you'll get. And therefore, you will be seeking out those opportunities, showing up differently, and therefore those opportunities are shown to you because you're no longer deleting them because of that old belief system. You're no longer distorting situations. You're starting to, we could say, manifest the reality that we want because we're manifesting our own self-belief through the manifestation of new thoughts, new ideas, and not the old manifestation of those old ideas, those old thoughts of what if this happens, what if that happens. Have you ever known anyone, and I could be speaking directly to you here, where anything good happens, it's bound to fall apart? Like whenever I get some success, it's going to be taken away from me. It becomes, we've heard it before, a self-fulfilling prophecy. Because that expectation causes you to seek out the confirmation to fit your narrative. Because there's nothing more satisfying, even within the pain, to go, I knew this would happen. Even if it's painful. Because it gives you a level of knowingness No one likes to not feel unknown, in terms of like be unknown in the world of what could happen. So even if it's negative, your unconscious mind will go, least I can confirm my own belief systems to be true. Because within that gives you a level of negative consequence, but like a acceptance that, yep, that's all I'm worth. I proved it to you. It gives you that confirmation. So we do this on a global level. We do this on an individual level. And now you know that reality filter you're spinning in your mind or playing the movie in your mind can be changed. So with that, well, how do we do it? Well, I've kind of talked about it. The nature of knowing it can be a huge epiphany for people in itself, because you go, well, what do I want to create? Is this true? Is it mine or someone else's belief that I assume to be true? But of course, you can go deeper into it if that's not the shift that you absolutely wanted, because some people, you will change just like that by knowing it in itself. But the good news is, even if you didn't have that total epiphany, we have tools. We have things like hypnosis, which is designed to reprogram that, to create new realities within your mind so we can actually get them in reality. So many things. Hypnosis to work on those beliefs. Hypnosis to work on those resources. And there are different levels of hypnosis, of course, from listening, for example. I mean, I love my hypnosis app. And I think it's something that I'm really, really happy about. And you can, if you haven't got it, get it at freehypnosis.app, because it's a game changer. You can listen to it as you go to sleep to save you time. You can listen to it in the day if you wanted to. There's all the free stuff on there. There's all the morning meditation. There's audio programs to retrain the brain. So that's one level, right? Like, you can do this work in your own time, even while you're sleeping. And of course, the higher levels you get up will be working with a competent practitioner or someone who's a specialist. Like, my speciality is letting go of things like I'm not good enough and worthy, hence why I talk about it a lot, because I've been there. And sometimes you've got to pay a premium price to work with someone, or getting custom hypnosis sessions like I've been presently doing. Not for much longer, I assume, because of the, time and things. But ultimately, you have now the tools to do so. Whether you just work and become consciously aware, and when it pops up, go, is this real? Is this really real? Or is it just something mirroring back to me the belief that I have about myself? Is mirroring back to me just simply the identity of myself, where I'm seeking out everything which is similar and familiar to the belief I hold about myself? And the problem with that, and we've said this funny one before, it's almost like most people try to comb their hair, bear with me, comb their hair by combing the mirror. Sounds really weird, because you wouldn't do that, right? Well, let's put it into a more interesting reality of it. It's almost as if people try to change their environment, try to comb their environment, change it over here, where really the environment's just been showing up because you got to really work on the inner world of you. When you work on the inner world, you will change on the outer. Like I said, people will show up differently. They won't show up at all if they're the negative ones, or they'll quickly dissipate from your reality. Or you might have higher standards for yourself, and therefore you cut some people out because you make good decisions for your health. It could be that you see these new opportunities of abundance around you. Like, oh my goodness, I can charge this amount. I can have a business like this. Oh, there's someone who can help me over here have that business. So it happens in all areas. It's just our perception. Whatever you perceive to be true mirrors back to you. But once you change your perception of self and the world, that too will be mirrored back to you. So have a little thought of that. Have a little meditation on it. Just notice what you notice. What stories have you been playing in that projector that is showing up on your wall in front of you, which is the reality around you. And of course, look, if you want to go to that higher level and actually personally choose to want to work with me, you can go to josephclough.info/talk. And when you go there, it's an application to my 8-week program. Ultimately, it is customized to your needs. We plug you into an amazing group of people just like you wanting to let it go, and the most loving, supportive group in the whole world to me. But ultimately, you fill out an application, and then when you show up to the call, it's a one-to-one call with us. We're clear on what you want to let go of, exactly what you want to achieve, what's getting in the way, and come up with a plan to assist you. We want to be there with you. You've got to step up into the program, of course. You got to go, yep, I'm ready to do this. And yes, there is an investment due to the customization. But if not, if you're not ready for that, and also we tend to work with, the big beliefs about identity, which is stopping us. But either way, you've got the app. You got the app to be able to support you. And if the app is supporting you, please go ahead and leave a review as well. You can do it within the app. Just scroll down right to the bottom on the main page. It's got a little review section right there, and it'll take you to the app store that you're on. But have a little thought. It's interesting to wonder sometimes, because it means you're gaining new insights about who you are, where you're heading, and how you can be different today. So with that, I will quickly say as well that from now on, those who are part of the app, I'm doing, depending on how it all goes, because it takes a lot of editing. So I'm sure it will always happen because I'm pretty good with the recording side of things. But I'm giving out bonus episodes of sleep sessions. So for the free section, or the podcast, it's numbered. Like there's episode 839. Well, if you're a part of the app, you're going to get a bonus episode of the sleep version, which was just after that day hypnosis session, which I give for free. So I want to try and keep on supplying, give more information, give more free or not free necessarily because it's part of the app, but like bonuses to those who want to transform as they sleep as well. And also, if you remember, you get these episodes far sooner, by a couple of weeks, I believe. So you not only get bonus ones, you get ad-free experience, you get all these functionalities within the app, and therefore you can transform. I mean, for what you pay per, like if you got the yearly subscription is like $27. Think what you spend $27 on, by the way. That could be like, I don't drink tea or coffee, but I'm sure if you go to like a Starbucks or the equivalent, probably like 3 or 4 drinks will cost that, right? I don't know. I might be wrong. I don't know what the prices are. But ultimately, you are able to maybe spend one coffee of like $2. I'm sure they're way more than that. $2 per month on average to be able to get access to the fuel of the mind, the real caffeine that we need to be able to transform our life. And therefore, life will never be the same again. So thank you, and I look forward to speaking to you in a future episode. Many thanks, and goodbye. Okay, that was the episode 839 in the bag. Welcome back. Thank you so much. Remember, we've got a group coaching call tomorrow. If you're there, if you can make it. Looking forward to seeing you all. That is so kind of you. I really appreciate kind words. So kind. Thank you. I even added a bit of a vampire stuff in there, just to add to the theme of this week. The energy vampire people. Did you get one today? If not, send me an email, because I know you got to go to bed soon. Send me an email and I'll make sure you got the link. I mean, I could check now on the thing, but oh my goodness, I knew I'd remember. The reality field of Robert Anton. I might get all his names in mixed up, but it's like Robert Anton Wilson or Anton Robert Wilson. I'm sure that's the person who came up with the term reality filter. So I can see the book in my mind. I can see it in my mind. I think it's Robert Anton Wilson. Please. Oh, thank you, Michelle. Appreciate that. Pleased that you spotted it. Thank you, Debbie. Thank you, Steph. Great to have you here. Do I have any thoughts on how to become more open to life? So you might have to just define that a little bit more for me. Do you mean like open to opportunities? Or like something else? What do we mean by that? Do you have any thoughts on how to become more open? But either what it is, right? So think of, let's go back to the problem. So you don't have to be that specific because I'll answer it anyway, I hope. If we want, let's say we want to be more open to life, what's the resistance to that? Okay, yes, to open to possibilities. I would be asking myself, what am I resistant to? What is the resistance? For example, and then I'll come up with the reason most of the time. So, because I might get hurt. What if I fail? What if I'm not enough? If there is like a big resistance. I mean, some people like, I don't need to be open to possibilities of life because my possibilities are all good here. But I would definitely be asking, well, what is the resistance behind it? And the chances are it's going to be a protective mechanism to keep you safe anyway, as a generalizing theme. But then once you uncover that and you feel, you go, well, if I didn't have that, would I start to do more things to those, like take action upon those possibilities? And then you kind of go, now I know what the issue is, because this is the resistance. This is maybe the belief behind the resistance. If that were to disappear, I would take those opportunities and actually look for them. So that's what I'd be looking for. Hopefully that helped. Great question. In a way, yeah, I mean, because we go like, in a way, but also not. And I'll tell you the not. Because when we talk about our reality, I also mean the negative perception of reality, which I don't think is the truth. It might be our present truth, but it's not the real truth, in my opinion. Because I think the belief of like, I'm not good enough and worthy, which could be creating that reality in a co-creating way, that wouldn't be what I think is truth. I think when you know who you are, because we hear the words, be your truth, speak your truth, like, I get it. But I think when you just know who you are, you then start to see that real reality of truth, right? Because you're doing it based on your value and your potentiality. So I would separate them a little bit more than that. Yeah, I would separate a little bit. I'll just go the reality of our perception, which is our perception is based on a lot of our beliefs and our values and our past experience. But if you let go of the resistance of those limiting beliefs, those limiting values, those limiting past events, you will then see more of a truer reality, because you can never see anything objective, because the nature of consciousness means you have a point of view. Like, that will never happen. You can't see the world objective because you're seeing it through your experience. Hopefully that made sense. Thank you so much. Love it. You have a good one, Michelle. Thank you for being here. But with that, I think we'll close the stream down from here. As in now, not forever. Just because I'm teaching all day tomorrow. And I got a bit of work to do. I got to catch up with Melissa just to see how the rest of the day went. So yeah. So hopefully you enjoyed this episode. You have the most wonderful weekend. I will be doing a Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Most probably Friday. I gotta make sure just if there's any conflict with the training. You have a great one. Most welcome. Yeah, that's a good way of doing it. We get more aligned the more we kind of clean and release the limiting beliefs. Let go of the resistance. But I might have to create the Monday, Wednesday stream or Friday if we do it on the Monday because of the teaching. But we'll see. We'll see. And Tanya, you have a good sleep, okay? You have a good, relaxing sleep. Sleep deeply. Okay, my friends. Thank you for being here. Hit that like button if you haven't. Let's have a quick check. 14 likes. We're like 5 shy than usual. We're usually like 19 by now. Hit that thumbs up on YouTube. And therefore, it helps grow. Okay, my friends. Speak to you all either tomorrow if you're in my group or on Monday. Many thanks and goodbye.